Hello guys, welcome back. Today we have the Xtrfy M8 wireless gaming mouse. So this mouse is very interesting because of the shape, the design, and the look it has. If we compare it to the the MCHOS A7, which is a super light clone, and the reason why I keep using this one is because I want to see how long it lasts. So I try to use it every day for every gaming session just to see how far and how the quality is on this one. But anyway, so we have the M8 wireless gaming mouse from Xtrfy. This mouse is very interesting because it looks like the Superlight but in a smaller version, and the design is also funny because it has the charging point on this side here. So that is something we haven't seen in the gaming mice for a very long time. Also, the shape is very interesting because it is bending almost like in a round way here in the front, and on the super light version it is a little bit higher here, but here it has a very low profile. So this mouse is actually very interesting, and I'm very excited to try it out for a Fortnite and Counter-Strike. But anyway, let's get started. So guys, before we start, inside the box we have the USB, of course the USB and USB adapter, and you have the dongle, and of course you also have the cable, and you get the Xtrfy sticker, and at last you get some extra skates. Nice. So guys, let's talk about the quality and the build design here. The Xtrfy M8 wireless is a very highly lightweight. It's all about 55 grams, so it is definitely lightweight. This makes it one of the lightest gaming mouse on the market, which can be an advantage for, fast-paced gaming or, for long gaming sessions. So the symmetrical design features a very low, as you can see here, front profile, which provides an ease of movement, especially for players who, favor claw grip like me, or fingertip also like me. But for palm grip users, I think this will be a little bit small. So the build quality is very solid, with the body being, constructed for durability, and it's also very high quality plastic. You can feel it as soon as you hold it. You can feel the plastic, the quality also. However, the mouse feels relatively light and somewhat hollow, which could be a downside for users who prefer a more premium feel or a heavier build. The surface of the mouse has a very smooth and matte finish, which does a decent job, of resisting fingerprints so far. There is a noticeable absence of side grooves here, which, could have a negatively impact for players, who rely on side buttons for additional functionality, such as, switching weapons or macros. So the lack of these grooves could initially reduce comfort, but is something users may adapt over time. So guys, the sensor performance, this mouse uses a Power 3395 sensor. It is a wireless gaming mouse, of course, and it has a DPI range all the way up to 26,000. It actually is a very precise tracking. It is of course a competitive gaming mouse, and it has the sensor offers a one-on-one tracking, and when you use this mouse in my tracking in my gaming sessions, I didn't experience any noticeable acceleration or jitter, but it only has 1000 polling rate. So if you are someone who uses a higher polling rate, that would be a killer. So, but 1000 hertz for polling rate is not bad, and that's the most people use. So, and users will also experience a very low latency. It's very ideal for fast reflexes. The lift-off distance is customizable. I mean, you can customize, and the motion sync can also be tweaked. These features gives the user a flexibility to fine-tune their own mouse, and the performance is to suit every individual person's needs. For competitive gamers, this means accurate tracking, fast response time, and zero compromise during intense gaming sessions. So let's talk about the ergonomics and comfort of this mouse. Well, as you can see, this is a very ambidextrous shape of the Xtrfy M8 wireless mouse. It is one of the most debated aspects. It works well for both right and left-handed people, and it's especially suited for those with a claw grip type and also with fingertip. While if you have larger hands, you may find this mouse comfortable, but those with a smaller hands might struggle with the low button height, which can make it harder for to reach the side buttons. And the low profile is excellent for players who need a fast swipe or more control, but it might not be ideal for users who prefer a more palm grip. Also, as mentioned earlier, the absence of a side button button grooves, and it initially can feel uncomfortable for some users. So guys, when it comes to the switches and the coding and the skates here, I think it's a very robust, very good mouse. With you can feel the quality. It has a matte finish, and it also the main switches here uses the Kali GM8 switches. It has a very good and tactile feedback and a very quick response time, and the actuation here is actually very impressive. When you press it, you can actually click it very fast a lot of times, and it has a very good response time. So on the page they claim that it has 8 million presses before it dies. But other than that, I think the mouse feet are made from PTFE, but I think, to be honest, it glides excellent. So I don't think there's a need for changing the skates, only if you prefer to do it. So you're of course welcome to do that. But I think compared to the price, the switches, the quality, the skates, the coding, everything feels actually very good with this mouse here. So as always, we have to talk about the pros and cons with this mouse. Let's start with the pros. I would say this is one of the lightest gaming mice I have seen so far. Of course there are something lower, but this is 55 grams, and you can actually feel the lightweight. Even though it's very light, it has a very good quality, and I think it's great for fast movements, response, and reflexes. It also used of course the PAL 3395 sensor, which provides an excellent precision and performance, which is also one of the most standard sensors that are being used right now. And the battery life is impressive, with its 75 hours. So that's something good. It also has those onboard customization, for quick adjustments without, using the software. So that's a good thing. It's very comfort for claw grip, fingertip, as you can see here, and for fingertip, claw grip. But for palm users, if you have big hands, it's kind of small, and if you're small hands, it will have trouble reaching the side buttons here, I think. But it's really different from person to person, so you have to really try it out. But for me, I always use claw, something between claw and finger. So for me, this mouse is actually perfect. And of course, it also has this high quality of Kali GM8 switches, so that's a good thing. I mean, I might prefer some optical armor switches or something like that, but it works very fine. It has a good response time, and the clicks feels very good. So if you talk about the cons, of course, with this mouse here, it has a symmetrical design, and it may not work for everyone, particularly for users with very large hands or those who prefer a palm grip. It also it has a lack of side button grooves, and may initially reduce comfort, especially for side button users. So if you're someone who uses the side buttons for like, you know, macros or, you know, Fortnite in building mode or, you know, reload. So that would be, you know, in time, maybe a little bit uncomfortable for you. Also, the charging port is weird. It is here. So if you need to charge while playing, that would, I don't know how it's going to work, but I haven't tried it yet. So that's different. Something weird about this mouse here. Okay, guys. So the conclusion would be that the Xtrfy M8 Wireless is a very high performance gaming mouse, you know, that combines a lightweight design with some premium features like the Pixar Pro 3395 sensor, 75 hours of battery life, you know, customizable settings. Its design is very highly suited for competitive gamers, you know, who favor fast, precise movements and need reliability over a long period of use. So I would say this mouse is excellent. While, you know, it does have some drawbacks, such as, you know, the lack of side button grooves and a difficult to remove charging port cover here, and it remains one of the top contenders for those, you know, looking for fast, lightweight, you know, and customizable gaming mouse. It is a solid choice for gamers who use, you know, fingertip or claw grip, but for those with a larger hands and those who prefer a more ergonomic, you know, palm grip may want to look somewhere else. But other than that, I think this mouse is excellent. I would definitely recommend to anyone who's thinking about buying it. But I think it's a good mouse. You should try it out. The coating is good. It feels good. The skates are actually impressive. I would definitely say it's better than the Superlight and the Razer Viper V3 Pro. So that's something you should have in your mind. So overall, I think it's a good mouse, guys. I think it's definitely the money worth. So in the coming days, I will try to upload the gameplay with this mouse here. Also, if you have any questions about this mouse, please let me know in the comments below. I will always try to, you know, answer your questions. So if there's something you need to know about this mouse or you have questions, let me know in the comments below. See you next time, guys.